welcome back to my channel. It's me, Desiree. Thanks for clicking on my video. I have a tag video that I saw Drea put up this morning, and I was like, I gotta do that right now. It's called the Unpopular Opinion tag. How exciting is that? One video all about your unpopular opinions. I think that's just so fun. It was created by someone I don't remember. No, her name's Miss Holly Berries, I think. Of course, I'll link her channel below. I'll link Drea's channel below and her video, of course, and the creator's channel and video below. But it's just 10 questions. They're all unpopular opinions. And I think this just sounded like so much fun. I had to do it right away. So let's just get started, right? So the first question is a popular product that you don't like. I have three actually, I'm sorry. Two of them are bronzers. One is the Hoola bronzer by Benefit. That bronzer is so muddy. It does not blend well. It's only one shade. I don't get it. And I always find it really difficult to dislike a bronzer, but I can't get on board with that bronzer. The other bronzer, the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula, I don't get the hype on that either. I find the scent, I can literally smell the product through the packaging. When I'm at work and I'm stocking that section, I'm like, oh my god, I can't stand it. And then the Laura Mercier powder, I recently talked about this in several other videos. I don't get the hype on this either. It makes me look super old and dried out and crepey. Do not like it. The next question is a product everybody hates but you love. Ooh, I have some opinions on this one. This palette, I don't think people truly hate this palette. It was just really popular to hate this palette, and it's the Subculture palette. This was like, people loved to hate this. It seems like they went out and bought it just so they could jab their brush in it, make a big giant mess, take a thumbnail like this and say I'm shook, and then get 1 million views. It made me feel bad for the owner, and it made me feel mad. I didn't even own this palette yet, and I was like, oh, that made me so mad. I couldn't stand that whole thing, that whole trend that was popular for a little bit. This palette is not nearly as bad as anybody says it is. I am wearing it today, and I love it. It blends out so easily. I don't think this is the best brush for all of these shades, but it's fine. Don't go like this in your palette. It's not meant to be that way. And then another thing that I found people kept saying, and there's one person in particular who keeps complaining about it, and it bugs me. She keeps saying they kept marketing this as a sister palette to the Modern Renaissance. And yes, it's a sister palette. It's not a twin palette. If they said it was a twin palette, then yeah, you can be disappointed that it's not the same formula and it doesn't work the same. But they didn't market it like that. They said it's a sister palette. It's not the same. It's different. Sisters are not twins. I do not get why people dislike this, and I think it doesn't get enough love. I think it's just, it was such a weird thing that happened with this palette. It genuinely made me mad. It made me want to go buy the palette, actually, and I love it. I wish people just kind of didn't jump on that bandwagon and just kind of try to get views by hating something, because it just made me so mad. The next question is, are expensive eyeshadows worth it? I think that if you want to buy expensive eyeshadows and you get use out of them, then they're probably worth it to you. I don't think they're personally always worth the price. I have two examples. One that is worth it and one was not worth it. And I don't remember the exact price of the Tom Ford quad, but I feel like it was about the same price as this viseart palette. If I find it, I'll write it down below. But this is a 4-pan, I said it was a quad obviously, so it's 4 shadows. 2 of them are almost exactly the same. Those glitters look exactly the same on the eyes. They're beautiful, but it's not a palette I reach for very often because it's not that good or that exciting. The viseart palette, on the other hand, was worth every penny. I talk about this all the time. I use it all the time, and it's worth every penny. I don't regret it for a second. I do regret buying this one, though. So this kind of expensive eyeshadow, not worth it. It is just really a vanity piece you can have and go, ooh, there's my Tom Ford quad. But this is something, if I had bought it at a retailer, I bought this on Beautylish, and with Beautylish, obviously you have to send it back through the mail, which I didn't really want to do. But if I had bought this at Sephora, I absolutely would have returned it. But yeah, this not worth the money, definitely worth the money. But I think that's all kind of all relative or subjective. What's the right word? Whether or not you think they're worth it. Next question. A popular brand you don't like. I have 2 to mention. I mentioned these in another video recently. Number 1 is Essie. I think Essie's extremely overrated. Their polish is no good. They make my favorite top coat, but the polish, the brush, the formula, it's very poopy and gross. Don't like it. Very overrated. Physicians Formula is the other brand. Overrated, overpackaged, overpriced. I don't like anything about that brand except one product. They're so unappealing to me, and a lot of people like that brand and like the products, but it's just not for me. The next question is a trend you can't get on board with. One of the I meant to grab a brush too to demonstrate, but the trend I cannot get on board with is Cupid's bow highlight, because when people think they're putting highlight on their Cupid's bow, they're putting it all over their upper lip. I have no idea why. They'll get the same brush they were putting highlight on up here and then go a little on the Cupid's bow, and they dust the whole brush in this area right here. I don't know if people think this is your Cupid's bow, but I don't think your upper lip mustache area is your Cupid's bow. I remember very specifically Kristen Stewart hosting SNL, and she had highlight all right here, and my boyfriend was like, she looks like she's sweating. Is she nervous? And I was like, I think that's a highlighter. It looked so weird, and I kept staring at it the whole entire time, and anytime someone in a video goes, just a little on the Cupid's bow, and they get their giant brush and dust it like this, I'm like, nope, now you got a highlighter mustache, and it's a weird trend. I cannot get on board with it. The next one is a trend you didn't like but now love. I couldn't think of anything for this because most things that are trends, I'm kind of like, I'm not interested in them anyway. I don't know, it's just, I couldn't really think of a question, an answer. Oh no, what am I saying? You know what? Something just came to my mind. And the trend, I don't know if it's actually a trend. It seems like something people do all the time is inner corner highlighting. I never used to do that because I didn't really know how to do it, but I do it all the time now. I don't know if you can see the one I'm using now, but I'm using the Kat Von D Alchemist palette. And I used to really dislike that palette, but now I use it all the time for inner corner highlight. So that, I think I changed my answer. I couldn't think of anything at first and it just came to me. Inner corner highlight is something I never liked, but now I love it. The next question is highlighter. Is it overdone or can it never be enough? I think you can do whatever you want with your face. If you like your highlighter to be very obvious in that like circle right here where it's like silver circle, and then a silver circle here, I think you do whatever you want. It's your face. I personally don't like the person across the street to be able to see my highlighter, but I like to see my highlighter. So I think for me, I don't know. I think do whatever you want with your face. Highlighter's fun and it's a fun thing. Do whatever you want. The next one is eyeshadow color you don't wear or ever use. I have two. One of them is black. I rarely, if ever, touch the black shadows in my palettes. It's always the shade that goes unused. I don't know what it's supposed to be for. I don't really know how to use it. I just make a mess with it. It's usually like a really dry kind of formula. Even in this viseart palette right here. I have tried the black, but it's the most unused shade in here. I guess I just don't like black shadow on my eyes. I don't know what it is. And then the other shade, that it drives me nuts when palettes have this kind of format. This is just an example. Why are those three the hugest pans? They're the most boring shades ever. I never use them. And they're the three biggest ones. This is one of the biggest flaws about these 9-pan palettes that Too Faced puts out, in my opinion, is that they make the fun shades all tiny, and the three stupidest shades the biggest pans. I hate that. I hate when they do that, and they're all the same kind of shade. It's so boring. It's my most unused shade. Ugh, it bugs me. Next question. Something people on YouTube and Instagram need to stop doing. I don't have Instagram, so I have no idea what's going on over there. But on YouTube, something that people need to stop doing, I thought about this for a while, and the only thing I could really think of is bigger YouTubers. I feel like, you know, there's a handful of YouTubers who all kind of in the same circle. They all kind of do the same thing all the time. I feel like they really make their thumbnails and content a lot of the time to appeal to a certain kind of audience. And I know a lot of people of all ages really watch, you know, certain people. But when I see your thumbnail like this, and it says, I'm quaking, what I found at TJ Maxx, I'm like, unsubscribe. Or I'll click that little thing on the side that says, not interested. I don't ever want to see your face again in my feed ever, or in my recommended thing. There's a couple of people in particular who just, their thumbnails alone make me dislike their whole channel. One person in particular, I'm going to try not to say the name, but I think you'll be able to guess who it is. I used to be a subscriber. I loved her channel back in the day. She used to just do videos sitting on her bed. She uploaded all the time. I loved her channel. But then all of a sudden, she got really big and she changed her content. She changed her approach to things. All she does now are like testing videos, first impression videos, and it's just not content I enjoy. Her audience now seems to be all, no offense if you watch her, I'm sure you're not like this, but if you call your favorite beauty guru mom or queen, or you say the words quaking or shook, I'm out. I unsubscribed a long time ago from her channel. It's not for me. So I feel like the bigger YouTubers need to stop changing their content to appeal to a certain kind of audience, because it's just not fun to watch anymore and it's just boring. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Whatever. And the last question is products, or a product that doesn't get enough love. I think in general, older products don't get enough love. I think that, I mean, I love new stuff. I do videos on new stuff. I buy new stuff. I watch the videos on new stuff. But I think it's really fun to see videos on older products. And it seems now, though, when you do a review on something, you have to have a reason to be talking about an old thing. You have to be talking about it because you have to title your video Undiscovered Products or Underrated Products or Stuff YouTube Forgot About, which is okay. I'll click on it. I'll watch it. But I feel like you shouldn't have to have a reason to talk about an older product. But I get why people title their videos a certain way to get people to watch, you know, because you're talking about old stuff. No one wants to hear about the old stuff. But I think the older products are definitely need more love and need more attention. And yeah, I think that's it. Those are all the questions of all my unpopular opinions. I loved this video. I love this idea. And if you have a channel or you just want to tell me down below some of your unpopular opinions, I will leave, of course, those channels I mentioned in the description box, as well as all the questions. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in another video. Goodbye.